Hello, my name is James, and today I want to show you the setup I've got using Kinkoni Smart Controller and Logic Controller. The purpose of this video is just to provide examples of how the Kinkoni Smart Controller and Logic Controllers can be used for automatic control and security applications. Please note that this is a temporary setup just to illustrate a variety of inputs and outputs working with the Kinkoni system. Please excuse the wiring. I know it's just temporary, and I know it's kind of sloppy, but please disregard that. This setup was to help me learn and understand the system, learn and understand the sensors and how to set them up, and also to test the reliability of the Kinkoni system. And so far I've had this set up for about 9 months. I check some inputs and outputs every day. The system's been online 100% during that 9 months. I've had no downtime of the Kinkoni units. I've had some downtime of my laptop, which has the software, but that's a separate issue. These units have been very, very reliable. Okay, so I'm pleased to report that. Now, here we've got the KC868 COLB, the smart controller, and it takes the inputs. Okay, so I've got inputs. I've got it marked for inputs so I don't get them confused. It takes analog inputs, 16 analog inputs, 16 digital inputs, and then using the smartphone or using IFTT commands, we can send instructions to the it will send instructions to the relay controller. This is the KC868-32L, so we can send outputs to 32 different devices, valves, lights, switches, blowers, fans, pumps, whatever you have set up the control. Okay, alright, so now let's go to some of the inputs. First items I've got here, just simple digital inputs, just on off. Like these could be used, for example, to confirm that maybe a door's closed or a gate is closed, and I'm going to activate those, and you can see. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. Okay, so these are the 16 digital inputs. Okay, and so now I'm going to trip the first item. You can hear it. Click, boom. Very responsive. Second one. Okay, now the next item I've got two motion sensors. One is hardwired. This is a hardwired motion sensor. I've got a glass over it so it doesn't trip. And then this one is a wireless motion sensor. Both of them are wired through a special relay. It's what I call a reset relay. It's like a latching relay. So once motion is detected, it will turn on the digital input, and it will stay on until I reset it. So I'm going to go back to our screen. So let's look at the next item. Okay, here we've got it, and it's going to stay on until I reset it. Okay, this is the second one. Okay. Amazing. Okay, I'm not getting that. Okay, there we go. All right. So I'm going to cover those back up. And now, using the smartphone, I've got an output here. It says reset motion sensors. So I hit and they're cleared. Okay, so after I've confirmed which alarm was tripped, then I can reset. Okay, next item I've got are some move back a little bit. These are just some IR beams. So these IR beams are great for a perimeter, for monitoring the perimeter of a home or a business. And these are dual beam with a 100-meter range. And I'm going to cover the receiver and you can see what happens. One of those is set up in a latch mode, the other will turn off once the beam's reestablished. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that's tripped and cleared and tripped again. Okay, and the second one is latched, so that's going to stay tripped until I reset it, reset IR beams, and it's cleared. Okay, next item I want to show you is a very simple leak detector. There's just just the input, just one digital input, the two leads. I'm going to pour some water into that, and you can see what happens when I do that. So here we go. Pour some water in. Boom. So makes a circuit, turns on a digital input. Okay, and now we go back to that. I'll take that, pour that out, and there you go, it's gone. Okay, so now I'm going to show some of the standard DS 1850 B20 temperature sensors. I've got 3 of those hooked up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we'll zoom in on those. So the system can handle 5 of those, and they're wired directly into the unit. These are very inexpensive, reliable, pretty accurate, and you can see the readings there. It's pretty warm. Let me zoom that in a little more, and I'm going to hold one and warm it up a little more. So here we go. So they're all showing about 27, 28, 29. Now this one's up 31, 32. Okay, I'm just holding it in my hand. Okay, so the system can handle 5 of those. Those are great because they're really inexpensive, just a few dollars each. But if you need more temperature measurement, then you can use an RTD and one of these PT100 temperature transmitters, and use that as a regular analog input, and that will show up right here. And the system can have 16 analog inputs, so that's just one. Okay, you see that temperature matches these temperatures. Okay, next item I've got I've got just a carbon dioxide sensor right here, so we can measure carbon dioxide. These are often used to control makeup air, fresh air to a home or living room or bedroom or business. So when the carbon dioxide level increases, that can be used to turn on the fresh air blower. And that's set up right here. That's just another analog input. Okay, so those are just some examples of the inputs. Now I want to show some examples of outputs. And of course the simplest thing is the use of, using the K-Box. Using the K-Box app, you can turn on lights or valves or motors. Okay, so here I'm just going to show some examples. I just turn that light on, turn that light on. You can see those. Can you see those? Yes. You can turn that light on, that light on, and the blue light on. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Turn alarm light on, turn it off. Okay. Alarm light off. Okay, turn these other lights off. Okay. So, alright, so that's a simple on-off, and the system has very nice and easy to use IFTT command routine. So if, for example, if a temperature rises, you can turn on a switch which turns on a blower, or if you have motion detected, you can turn on exterior lights, that kind of thing. Now I'm going to show how I use it for controlling. If you have existing lights, you can set up, for example, here I have a light switch that replaces a wall switch, so I can use this to turn on a light, on, off, on, off. Okay, now in addition to that, I can use this light. This is an RF 433 megahertz light. That this RF sends a signal to that wall switch, so I can turn it on or turn the light on and off from there. Okay, and thirdly, I've got that RF switch. I've got a digital output from the relay controller going to that RF switch. So if I want to turn that light on from Conconi, I can do that. So I have to find that light switch. So here, a light switch. Boom. So the logic controller can use IFTT commands to turn that light on, or any light on. That could be an exterior light or an interior light if motion's detected or an IR beam is broken. Okay? Okay, now let me show you some more examples of some outputs. Okay, here I'm controlling a valve actuator. So this actuator would open or close a valve, such as a makeup water valve, or maybe the supply water valve to to a unit and you want to shut it off. Okay, so I send an output to this unit. Actually, we use two relays, one basically to open, one to close, to reverse, two relays to reverse the polarity. So I'm going to come down here to find that. Okay, so valve right here, and I'm going to open that valve. And now close that valve. Same setup for a linear actuator. That could be used to close a lock or close a window, or so. Okay, and reverse. So using just one digital output, I can close or open the valve, close or open the linear actuator. And this is just switching the plus and minus. Okay, so let's see if I have anything else. So those are just the examples. I think that my intention here was to just illustrate how the system can be used. It's been fun working with it. It's relatively easy because I had very little prior experience with any of this stuff, and the COLB technical support have been outstanding. They've been really helpful and patient and provided a lot of good insight. I hope you find this helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. And I wish you the best, and good luck. Thank you.